Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Those that are watching now, those that are going to watch. I am so excited. I get to spend some time and sit with the incomparable Santi Joy there.
Yes. Hello. Greetings, Queen. My goddess Queen. How are you, honey?
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time and allowing me to shine the spotlight on you. Now, y'all, it's been a very interesting week. It's been some self-reflection. My voice is a little funny right now, so please bear with me. But we are going to spend some time getting to know this phenomenal goddess right here in the room. I am so excited to have you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for the tag. I don't think you. Oh, I don't
You
think
see
you
it?
tagged.
Is it there? Hold on one second.
I don't think you tagged me because I want to be able to share it on my Facebook platform. I've been in hiding.
Yeah.
I just been posting pictures and post, but I haven't went live in a while.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's been a good minute since I've been live on Facebook. But I'm here now. Yes, I ain't went nowhere. For all my haters, I'm still here. Still fine as ever.
Yeah,
still
absolutely.
Here. I know y'all was looking for me.
Oh, okay. I think I got it. Hold on. Let me edit it. Y'all already know I'm not. Y'all know this is what I do. I get on here and I'm like, we're being technical.
And I'm new at this. I'm new at this part right here.
I found you. I think I got it. I think I did it. Hold on. Let's see. Did I do it?
Let me see.
Oh, wait a second. Tag. Where are those things at the? It won't let me. This can't be.
It won't let you.
No, it said it won't let me combine with what I've already.
Oh, well, can we record? Well, no, huh? I wonder if we can record the live.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it's recording.
Yeah.
So I'll just share it whenever it's done.
Okay. So let's get into this.
What's up, my baby? Y'all, before we even start, I'm sorry because I'm listening. I cut people off, so don't get offended. I'm so happy I got a friend that just, regardless, she just be like, "Go, girl, go ahead." Because we got the alpha and we got the omega in the house. Okay, Aries and Pisces, the beginning and the end. Okay, so I just want to say I have found one of my goddess soulmates. Aww. I love this woman. Like, I don't know, like you just felt my energy for some reason. And we just met on social media.
Right.
It was just like a whim, just like out the blue. And I really know you like that because I'm funny acting.
Hello?
People really know I'm very funny acting. I don't be inboxing and doing all that stuff, but it was just something about you, my honey. That just, spirit was like, you better answer that, girl. And I was like, okay. That's your tribe. You better answer that, girl. I was like, I will. Yes, spirit, yes, I sure will. And she's been a blessing ever since. She's been a blessing to
Thank you,
just, genuine, just so genuine, you know, like an authentic. Mwah, chef's kiss, chef's kiss.
Oh,
Spirit, I love
thank
you.
you. I love
I
you
love
too. I
it's
thank
only
you for how,
people are people, people
yeah,
are just lackluster. You know what I'm saying? So I say to myself, I'm one of those popular loners. I say to myself, and whenever spirit calls me to receive people, that's when I move accordingly.
and that's the only way we want it to be.
Exactly.
That is the only way we want it to be. And I want to thank you too for showing up at a point in my life, at this major point in my life, with what I am going through, and sharing your wisdom from your experience and making yourself available. I appreciate that. I really do.
It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Let me tell you, it's all love. Because even I think when we first had our first conversation, it's like you automatically knew, like, this sister don't play. You know what I'm saying? This sister, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, that's what drew me to you, because you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got how I receive, people. And you was like, I could tell, you don't fuck with everybody. And I was like, yes, exactly, yes. So it was just like, once you got that, for me, it just showed that you were paying attention. And I
Yep.
think we were following. We were each other's Facebook friends probably for
Mm-hmm.
a minute, because I'd be having
Yeah.
minutes that I don't even know. Child, I don't even know 95% of the people
I
that follow
believe it.
that I'm Facebook friends with, but it was just something about you. And I think one time you posted something about Florida, and I'm in Florida right now, Pensacola, Florida. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. Nola, baby. And you mentioned something in a post about visiting Florida, and I seen it, and I just answered it. And I didn't really know you, but you was like, I just want to vacation to Florida. I just
Yeah.
want to be able to go to Florida and rest. And I was like, girl, you could come over here anytime. And I know you probably thought, girl, Lord, this girl crazy. Who is she? You was like, and you answered me, was like, all right, well, okay. Like, I don't know what I had posted like months later, and then you hit me up in my inbox, and it's been love ever since.
Yes. Yes, it has. And part of this love is, I want everyone to know who you are and what you bring and how creative you are. So we're going to get into the things. We're going to get into the things. So I have, my first question for you is, can you tell us about your background and what inspired you to begin working in the erotic space and creating your sacred candles? Now we're going to get into them candles. See, y'all need to look in the background and you will see mine is over there. Okay. Yes, I have mine over there it's right there. My one, because I burned my other one in ritual. So
Speaking of, too,
hey,
this sister right here was an inspiration in me starting my candle business, or at least stop procrastinating and get up off my ass to start my candle business. So we gonna go into that a little later. But ooh, that it's been a journey. It's been a journey. It's been just a self excursion, like, just, from me being okay, like, I was adopted. I was, I don't know my biological parents. So I wasn't, unfortunately, I wasn't uh privileged enough to have a blueprint of who I am, in a sense of family, and like having a example of my bloodline, being faced with that, and being able to see, oh, my mom is my mom, and my like
Right.
I always had to self-discover ever since I can remember. I'm 46 now.
Hey.
um and when ever since I could remember, like as early as 3 years of age, I've had to literally self-discover who I was. Like I had no idea, um, growing up, being put in a family that I wasn't even liked in, but I'm sitting so much gratitude for the family that I was given to. Um, I didn't have to, go through the foster care system. Once my adoptive mom came across me, she just fell in love. She just fell in love. She was just like, oh, and how that happened was, my adoptive mother worked at an orphanage where I was, and she worked there part time. And she was a beautician, but she picked up a part-time job working for an orphanage, and I just so happened to be at that orphanage. And she said it was just something about me, that I was just always stick to her like glue, and then she decided one day to take me home, like, because I guess back then there wasn't really such thing as child protective services. Because I'm kind of old, I'm kind of up there. Child protective service kind of new, you know what I'm saying? So, when I was put in the system, they had like monasteries, like with nuns.
Okay.
We were brought to
Okay.
actual orphanages and churches and things like that, where we were taken care of by the religious folk. So basically, and I'm just kind of giving y'all that part of me, because a lot of people don't understand my weird, like it's just a whole lot put into me, right? That have like groomed and carved me into the being that I am. And but she brought me home, and she said ever since then, when she tried to bring me back, I would always have a tantrum in a fit. So basically, I kind of always knew how to get what I want from way back then. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was a wise kid, so I knew how to get what I want from knee high. So from there, she just, her my adoptive dad put in the paperwork, and they adopted me. And but it wasn't roses and sweetness. Of course, when you're put into a environment that you aren't particularly connected to, it's kind of like you have to fight for who you are. Like, because I was never really like my parents or
That survival
family.
mode.
I always had to thrive in survival mode. And but like I wouldn't be as strong as I am today if it wasn't for that, like, or as wise or as strong, like bold, and I always took chances. Like I was one of those kids that and my mom, like, we always bump heads because she what do you call it, she sheltered me.
Oh.
But I was a Aries child, and when you try to shelter a Aries child, we gonna do what the fuck we want. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we want. So I mean, I was always getting into things. Of course, she put me into a lot of activities. I was a ballerina. I took ballet and modern dance and jazz and tap, and I was a dancer for 16 years of my life. So that's how I gained like a lot of my grace and a lot of my poise, and but I still was like very rebellious, like I always wanted to do what I wanted to do, but um I was well, like, what's the word? Just shown, different parts,
Yeah.
different things that I could choose. My mom always put me into things,
Well rounded.
music,
Yeah.
well rounded, and we didn't have much, we wasn't we didn't have much at all. My mom, she was a beautician, and my dad basically didn't. I don't know what he did. He had different jobs, child, and sometimes he didn't have no jobs. I just always see my mom work her ass off. Like she was one of those women that always was just on the go, always working. Very strong, a Leo woman, and but from there, uh I still had to deal with a lot of adversity.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of things children, aren't supposed to really go through, parents and, going through abuse and going, seeing those things, seeing domestic violence, seeing those things, at a young age. Um, it just always put me in a mode, like you said, like just to survive. So I left home early. I moved out of my mom's house when I was 16 years old. And I always used to date older guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I dated older. I remember my first boyfriend was like 19 years old and I was 16 years old. Because I knew that, you know what I'm saying, if they was older, they was going to be able to handle me and they were going to be able to take care of me, right? Because I had always said, like, I just used to despise, seeing how my father, treated my mother. And I knew that, something was just not connecting there. Like, my mom was a very amazing woman. Like, she was very, very sweet and kind, and, so it was like, how can she deserve those things that would happen to her? And I just always remember, like, that's not going to be my life. You know what I'm saying? And I always used to say that. And, sometimes things, you know, uh, sometimes things relive itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I left, I lived with my ex-boyfriend for like at least 4 years. Like I was always independent. Like I watched my mom be independent. So I kind of like when I left home, I was like, I'm going, hustle. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do what I got to do just to, not have to live on my single mother. You know what I'm saying? So from there, uh, I my whole erotic venture started off when I was probably like maybe 18, 19 years old. I remember when I turned 18 or 19, I got a job as a waitress in a strip club. And and I remember the town, we were living in Louisiana, but we lived in a smaller town at the time. We moved from New Orleans to Lafayette, which is a small, like a southwestern part of Louisiana. And there were only like maybe one or two strip clubs in that small town. So everybody knew everybody, you know what I'm saying? So of course I didn't want my mama to know I was working at the strip club. But you know what I'm saying? My mom was in a church, you know what I mean? And I was trying to hide I'm working in the strip, but I was making good money just serving drinks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I could get used to this. But I remember that. But I just remember being so intrigued by the game, by the hustle, like of these beautiful women and these beautiful, like just seductive women getting paid like just from their beauty, right? Just from them dancing. And I always said that I didn't want to dance. That's why, I waited tables. But of course, if you're in that environment, you're gonna try. You're gonna try to be a dancer. And that's what I did. I waited probably about a few years after that. When I met when me and of course my boyfriend was older, so he was like, shoot, he supported me, and he was like, what you need, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. So I tried it, and I did it for about, probably off and on, for about maybe 4 years.
Okay.
But I never really was successful in it. And it's not that I didn't have the talent and I didn't have the hustle and the beauty of it, because I was a dancer. I danced, you know what I'm saying? But I was kind of like Diamond, in Players Club. Like it was like, all other strippers was doing handstands and all that shit, and my ass was actually dancing on stage. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I could never get these men to actually like not want to fall in love with me. And I'm being so, it was like they
I
always
understand.
would be like, what the hell are you doing in here? Like, you are too beautiful to be in here. Like, they always want to wife me, take me home. I'm like, no, nigga, like, pay me. Fuck. A fucking precious dollar. No. I listen. But they kind of knew that, like, that life
Mm-hmm.
wasn't me. Like it was me, but it wasn't. They kind of seen something else in me,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of seen like, okay, I want to get paid, but they were always, well, I want to be your man. And it's like, no, like, I don't want a man. I got a man. Well, what you got him? If you got a man, what you doing up in here? The whole
Yeah.
line, that extra stuff. So, but that's when I first started getting into the scene, right? To the strip club scene, um, and uh, so years kind of went on, but I kind of like put the club down, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of like, I met my ex-husband at the time, and he's my ex-husband now, but at the time he was my next boyfriend after the older boyfriend that I met. And him and I just actually traveled the world. Like, we moved from New Orleans to, we lived overseas. I lived in Germany for a while. For about 4 or 5 years, we were DOD civilians. We worked for the military. So I was kind of like living life, right? And from there, I had my kids, Um, but I was always open. Like, I was always a really feisty, like, because I had kind of got, in tune with that side of myself by being able to be open enough to dance and strip, and exotic dance. So it was just like I was always open. Like, I never really was like this square, like I always was open to try everything. Like I said, I was just one of those people like, hey, you want to try it? Sure, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? So I was always into things. Like, I always explored life, always. Um, and I was doing that at an early age. So, um, how Santi Joy, the goddess, the erotic artist, came about after I had my daughter. Well, my daughter's 15 now, and I have a 10-year-old son. Um, after I had my son, I went into a deep, deep depression because before I had my kids, okay, when I tell you I was baby breast sitting up on top of my neck, you know what I'm saying, honey? Baby, I wasn't skinny, but I was fine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't have no stretch marks. I didn't have
and still
I like
is.
girl, let me tell you something. I went through a deep depression because after I had my daughter, I just thought that was going to be it. I didn't want no more kids. I was like, one is enough. But when I had my son, I just knew it was going to ruin my body even more, girl. Let me tell you something. I don't, it was just something. It was like, okay, so after I had my son, I went into, is it postpartum depression? Like I literally went into this deep state of depression. Like I hated everything about my body, my stretch marks, it was, after you have kids, honey, that's it. They kind of just stretch your body out in this point. You ain't you no more. Like I was
Right.
unrecognizable after I had my children. And I just remember my ex now, but he's my ex now, but my ex-husband at the time, my husband, he started, I guess he was trying to help me out, of course, because he always thought I was beautiful. But he started like trying to, I guess, like lift up my self-esteem. So he started taking pictures of me. And it was, at first I was just like, what the hell you want to take pictures of this for? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you gonna always be beautiful to me, And then he would take like just simple pictures of me, and then he started taking like nudes of me, like out of like without even me knowing at first, right? He would just snap pictures out the blue. And I remember one time he was like, babe, look at this. And I'm looking at his phone and I'm like, you've been taking pictures of me? And he was like, yeah, of course, because you're beautiful, and I'm just like, all right, all right. So he started taking pictures of me. And I remember one time he posted a picture. Now, it wasn't fully nude, but he posted a seductive looking picture of me via social media. And when I tell you this man had photographers hitting him up in his inbox, like, who is that? Like, I want to shoot her. I need to shoot this woman. Now, um, let's bring it back because at the time, I like I said, not hated my body, but I had an issue with the natural body. Like I had an issue with my all the newness that was happening to my body. So I've been in this since, like, my son is 10 years old. About 9 years I've been in this game. I've been literally I ain't gonna say the first, but kind of one of the first women that boldly um, showed my natural body via social media, internet, because when I started doing it, people weren't doing it. These women, like, literally, like they may had like certain people in the game that that were taking beautiful pictures or erotic pictures of that sort, but it wasn't something that took off in a for the natural body women. You see what I'm saying? Like, because if you would see pictures back then, photoshopped, you know what I'm saying, glossed up, candy, like just everything edited and things of that sort. But when I started doing it, it was raw. Like all of it raw. I didn't go through Photoshop. I didn't go through editing any of even the picture that my ex posted of me, pure raw. I think I had waist beads on. I had like the first pair of my waist beads on, and it was like a back shot. And when I tell you, the next month, I had 3 bookings with photographers, erotic photographers, wanting to, and of course, he gave them my contact. So after that, I was literally getting hit up every other week by a different photographer, because like I said, back then it was kind of like they didn't have women that were bold enough for them to shoot. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it was like when they found someone that was willing to shoot nude photography, they was on it. They was on it. It was like, oh, okay, like, oh, because like you have to understand, like, if you're a photographer, especially a nude photographer, or if you're just getting into shooting nude art and photography, it's rare that you're gonna have a back then. Not now, honey, because baby, everybody and their mama want to take naked pictures. Everybody and their auntie. But back then, it was rare. Back then, a lot of these photographers couldn't find women that were actually confident enough to take nude pictures or nude photography in the raw, like not photoshopped, not but just actually raw footage. And that was me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got a lot of opportunities to actually build my portfolio over the past literally 8-9 years. I have so much erotic art, like at least 3 portfolios. I have thick child. This one of my portfolios with, like, when I tell you I got artillery, okay, like over the years, and even in my phone, even in my files, I have so much of it, because once I started shooting with these photographers, it was kind of like an ongoing thing. Like, it wasn't just an hour photo shoot. Like, these guys would spend hours with me in shooting, because I was one of the muses that I collaborated with them. I wasn't a model. I hated being called a model, because that's not what I actually like. At first, when I first got in the game, it was like, oh, I model nude photography, but then it was like, I'm creative enough to actually, and I kind of saw the power and the impact that it had on these photographers. So I'm thinking to myself, why should they have all the fun? You know what I'm saying? Like, why should they have me, the muse, and in their files? Like, why can't I just actually create my own lane? And that's what I did. I just created my own lane, and I put a name on it, an erotic artist. I am Santi Joy, the erotic artist. And basically, I founded that name. And I don't mean to sound arrogant, but nobody was calling it that. Nobody was really, like Erica Badu, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, I just know that I created my own lane. And the reason why I did that is because I got a chance to, like, get my foot wet in the industry. And I saw how the industry had clicks. So it was like a cliquish sort of vibe in the industry, because the people that were doing it even before me, a lot of them came out of Atlanta. And I wasn't from Atlanta. Atlanta been and the photographers that shot me were actually, most of them were from Atlanta, and most of them were hitting me up to come to Atlanta, or they would come down to Louisiana, to shoot me. So, but I didn't have that Atlanta vibe. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole nother vibe to me. And from there, I just created my own lane. I created my own erotic artist lane. But instead of my lane being photoshopped and my lane being configured and toyed with to look like something else, I went into it authentic. Okay. I said, if I'm gonna do this to actually help my self-esteem and help my self-love journey in reloving my body all over again. Because if these photographers are seeing me like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking I have to have something, like, I was like, what, whoa, and of course they probably was doing it because I was a nude chocolate girl. But at the same time, I trained myself. I trained my mind. I trained my spirit into loving my body all over again by creating that lane for myself in Santi Joy, the goddess. So, like, I just remember I came up with that name, and then from there, I would work with different photographers. I would, collaborate with them, and I actually, what kind of set my career off in it is shooting with a photographer named Jafar Pierre out of New Orleans, and he's Cosmo Black, and he's the most one of the most powerful erotic photographers that I know. And I attracted him. He hit me one day in my inbox, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Oh," but I didn't know who he was at first. When he hit me, he was like, at the time I was living in Lafayette, and he was in New Orleans, and he was like, "I would love to shoot you." And I was just like, okay, because I was kind of used to them hitting me up. But then I went and I started digging and lurking and going into who he was. And I'm going through his social media, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this man, oh, who is this? Like, when I tell you, an erotic photo god, this man has taken Black nude art to another level because it's energetic. And I didn't know at the time that my work was energetic until I worked with Jafar. And when I worked with Jafar, he started pulling things out of me that I never, literally pulling it, like when you work with a spiritual person, or if now we're all trying to dabble into spirituality, and not all of us know what the hell we doing. But I know, because when I tapped into spirit, I tapped into the depths, the sexual aspect of spirit, which is creation, right? So, like, I when I started, like, my spiritual journey, it was through my sexuality, it was through my body, it was through my the sensual aspect of myself. So once I started really understanding that I could manifest through my sexuality, I just, it just shot out, because I really didn't know none of this. When I started working with him, he just pulled something totally different out of me. Very different from when I've worked with other photographers. You know what I'm saying? Because other photographers was just shooting me because I was new. Jafar shot me, and it was like it was literally a collaboration. It was literally like black um dogma, like it was deep, it was raw, like it was a lot going on with him, because he was one of these brothers that voodoo, and you know what I'm saying, the like just literally tapped into his spirit through his photography. And once I started learning and through him and seeing what he did, he literally pulled something out of me that I didn't know that I had. And from there, like I said, it just blew up, because a chunk of my work was done with Jafar. So him and I was like two peas in the pod. Like we literally, it was a daily thing that he would call me when we moved back to New Orleans. He would call me daily, like, you want to shoot? And I'm just like, okay, shoot. So I accumulated a lot of my work through him as well. And he shoots if y'all get time, go look him up on Instagram. It's called Cosmo Black, Cozmo Black, BLACK. And his art just takes you through a portal, literally. And it's beautiful because it's energetic. So from there, when I started creating my own lane, a lot of the work that I did with him just catapulted my work, you know, like out there. And I did a lot of conferences, and I was a part of a lot of you know erotic events. And then from there, I started actually creating my own erotic events in New Orleans. So it just took a whole avenue of my creation, my imagination, in my self-love journey, and also wanting to inspire
Mm-hmm.
um, women that was going through what I went through, with not accepting their bodies, and taking that in uh, tweaking it, and being able to now be like the poster child of this raw, stretch marked, saggy breasted Black woman that was proud to literally be in front of a camera, nude, and showing that I could do this, and other women as well could actually do this, because our bodies are beautiful regardless of what society says it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of these women are dying under the knife just to, botch their bodies. And basically, if I really feel like that could take, like, that could have, like, saved their lives, is loving themselves.
Yeah.
Like, literally loving themselves. Literally, it was days and months that I would stand in front of the mirror and force myself, every single part of my body, force myself to look at myself, talk to my body, talk to my body parts. You know what I'm saying? Literally imagine, visualize. And I did a lot of visualization, a lot of it. A lot of it, just looking in the mirror. Like, even till now, today, I still do it,
Yeah.
and you
You got
know, and the thing about it is, um, I remember when I first started posting and sharing and exposing my art via social media, I did get a lot of slack. I got a lot of judgment. I got a lot of hate. I got a lot, especially
to.
from Black men. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember taking that and alchemizing that, and transmuting that literally, and pouring it back into myself, And literally, I actually alchemized my body in, let's say, for example, I switched the narrative. It's like I made a lot of people receive me through me alchemizing my inner love. Like once I found that shit inside,
right.
once I tricked myself into literally saying that I was the most beautiful thing that I ever saw, other people started believing it. Literally. I just remember, like, I was
Call it
getting,
into existence.
yes,
Start to
other
align
people,
with the
like,
track. Right.
and it was like the judgment stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it now, it was like I started getting praise. I started, like, men hitting me, oh my God, your body's so beautiful, and the natural body this and the natural body that. And it literally happened like at a snap. You know what literally, it was mind blowing to experience once I started receiving myself and alchemizing my self love, my inner, love for myself. It literally started oozing out to everybody. And everybody was just like, man, man, your body. And when I tell you, baby, titties was sagging, you hear me? Stretch marks, and you know how I go. You know how I go.
Yeah.
People see it at first sight and hate it. But once, I was actually privileged, not privileged enough, but blessed enough to be able to switch the narrative on how women saw themselves. At one time, I had a lot of the plus size um, fandom. I had a lot of plus size women, and I wasn't plus size, but I just loved my body. I just loved myself. I just loved and received my natural body. But I had a lot of plus size women would reach out to me and thank me, and literally from me exposing what I exposed in the self love of loving the skin that I was in, regardless of what it was sagging or high. Baby, one of these titties is bigger than the other. Okay, one of these titties is bigger than the other. Okay, but I don't have an issue with saying
Right.
that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Like before, of course, a lot of women are ashamed of their bodies but our bodies are blueprints. Our bodies is the tree of
Mm.
life. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it tells a story. It's what houses our soul. So it's gonna go through things. And when I stopped hating what I saw and started sitting in gratitude for what this body has done for me. And I'm not just talking about sexually, I'm talking about what this body has endured,
Yeah.
over time, having babies, I've had miscarriages, you know what I'm saying? I've even had a stillborn, I've had surgeries, like I've had things happen to me, and I've literally had to bow down to this vessel and being able to literally like keep me,
Yeah.
keep everything intact, from our hearts to our wombs to everything that
Yeah.
sits inside of us. Bodies aren't just something that men get off on. You know what I'm saying? Like our bodies, our vessels are literally powerhouses to
Hmm.
create and manifest.
Yes. Now, why we are on creating and manifesting,
Mhm.
I want you to start getting into some of those things that are behind you. I want you to really let the people know what your artistry, your products, and your services are?
Well, first, the erotic art. What I did was I had so much of it to where I started literally creating my own erotic art brand. Like I created, like I created from my images. I discovered that my images had energy. My photo shoots weren't just photo shoots. My photo shoots were experiences. My photo shoots were, powerful enough for me to tap into something else other than joy, and be able to sit in front of or stand in front of a camera and capture those moments. And from my images, I just created what I call sex energy art. Now, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, my art is energetic. Like things hold energy. And I've sold several pieces during my journey, during my erotic art journey. And my pieces have helped women in so many ways. Some women use my pieces as altar pieces. Some women use my pieces as fertility pieces. Some women use my pieces as manifestation tools in loving themselves. So my art has literally, like, well, this piece right here, it's a 3 set piece. And this piece was it's called a Grace for Jones. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys know Grace Jones,
Yes, the
but I'm
Grace
sure y'all
Jones. Yes.
do. She was one of, when I tell you, she was one woman that I used to admire as a child. Like I said, I just used to love the wild women. I love seeing Grace Jones just be Grace Jones, the Eartha Kitts, like the
Mm-hmm.
women that were so bold enough to back then take a stand and being able to be proud to expose who they were in an erotic and sensual way. And so what I did with my erotic art is that I printed out a lot of my images and I just started custom framing them and literally have sold several pieces um, through, basically using my art as a exhibit, like, because there's people that buy art all the time, especially buy art of nude women. And you go to these different places, they don't know what they buy. They just like it because it's a nude woman on the picture. You know what I'm saying? But my art, I created with purpose. I created with energy. And it literally to alchemize and to literally create things in your life that you want to create. And that was the why I started doing it, because I wanted to inspire women and into loving themselves, being able to say, you know what, I could do that too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I could do that too. So, but yes, this is a 3 piece set. I have, like I said, I have so much of it. I have this piece. Um, this is another piece of mine right here. I don't know if y'all could see me, but I'm like
That is
bent
beautiful.
over. And then I just, like I said, I just added, frames, and I bedazzled and customized and framed, framed work it and then added like beautiful, just, you know, things to my images.
Mhm.
So it just brings it out more. Yes, this piece is called what's this piece called? I should know it because like I said, I have um this is harness combustion. As you can see, I'm just harnessed over. It's like just a seductive. pose, where I'm just, just being beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and vulnerable and powerful, and yes.
Vulnerable. Exactly. That's what I meant to say. Um, Also, this is another one of my favorite pieces right here. Um,
I love
during my erotic journey, I've tapped into also my dominant side and my submissive side. So I do dabble into a little BDSM. And I took that in front of the camera as well. And most of these images are shot by Jafar,
okay.
Cosmo Black. So, but this one right here is a submission picture. It's called Santi Submission. So if you see me, I'm kneeled over, my hands behind my back, like, so it's like I said, and this one is also customized. As you can see,
I
I'm on a
love
pedestal,
that.
and I've taken the pedestal and I've customized it. And all of my art, every single last piece of my art is not, well, I have some pieces that are duplicated, but if you get this size of my art, there's only one printed and one made. So it's basically, and all of them are um each piece of my art does have my authentic lip print on it. And also, I don't know, you can't really see it behind this, but it is labeled by the photographer and by myself, and it's dated as well, and by the photographer and myself. So yeah, like, it's basically art. It's real art. I
Real art.
literally branded myself and branded my work that no one else will be able to own a piece like you. So if you would get this set, this will be the only set that you'll be the only person that owns that actual set. If you was to buy this right here, you would be the only one to own this piece of art. So it's not like a mass amount of people buying your art. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Like,
you're not. These are
we,
custom art. These are genuine art pieces. When you call this art, this is
okay.
real art.
Now this one right here, I don't
I
know if y'all
love
can see.
that.
This one right here is a two-piece set. Let me put this back over here. Get this out the way. My ass, hold up, y'all. Hold up. I have my whole little setup, baby. Hold up. This piece right here is called Authentic Drip. It's a two-piece set. And it's actually my breast. The top half is my breast bedazzled in chains, right? I have my chains and everything. And then the bottom part is basically um, my womb. And it's actually stretch marks. This one right here is showing all the you can't really see it too much, but behind the chains are my stretch marks. And after you have a baby, you have all the little stretch tiger stripes and everything. And you could kind of see it in this picture as well. The tiger stripes that start way up here at the top. And
Beautiful.
it's a two-piece set. Yes, ma'am, and custom made. No one still has it. I got close to selling this piece at one time, but the person that was supposed to purchase it changed their mind. And I trust that though. Like with my art,
Mhm.
it's spiritual. So I don't force anyone to get my pieces. Now there have been times where I've shipped my art to individuals that have purchased it and something happened to it during the process of shipping it, like the frame would crack or just certain things. And that told me right then and there that that person was not supposed to have that piece, or that person wasn't about to do right by my
Uh-huh.
piece. You understand what I'm saying? So believe me, if you are real tapped in spiritualist, honey, baby, your guy's gonna you're gonna be protected regardless all around, you know, because like I got asked one time, like, you're not scared to have yourself and have images of yourself like plastered or people purchased? No, because it's protected. You understand what I'm saying? I actually do ritual work. Like a lot of these pieces, before I even create it, I ritualize my work. So regardless, it's gonna be protected. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. So um and if you do want to be able to purchase my art, my website, I don't know if I should have
it's all in the description, and I'm gonna switch
okay.
this banner up real quick to because I now hold up now. Don't do that. I done typed all that. Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, so you're able to purchase if you want to purchase my art now until the end of the year. Um it's 50% off.
Oh
So
snap! You better
go
hurry
check
up.
that out because I have in 2025 I will be coming out with a whole nother series of Santi art. These pieces are what's left over from like a series that I started in 2018.
Okay.
So from 2018 to 2024, these are just leftover pieces that I still have. But like I said, I've sold several pieces. Um, it is pricey because I'm pricey and my energy is pricey. But you will be getting real authentic art, black
Yes,
art.
you will.
Like that, this not from the Hesto. This not from the Beauty Mart. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't Beauty Mart. Okay, this this ain't General trying to
Yeah,
sell black art. This is authentic Santi Joy.
authentic.
This is my legacy. I mean, and um I foresee my pieces being around for a long time. My goal, well, one of my dream goals is to open up my own erotic art gallery where I have a lot of these pieces and
Mm.
also being able to like have my pieces on giant canvas. That's what I'm gonna work on next year is giant canvas pieces of my art. So be looking out for that, y'all. Be
Yeah,
looking up,
and in the
up
spirit
there
of
for
looking
that.
out for things, look at the banner below. If you look at the banner below and in the description, you will get all of her contact information, all of her different social media sites, her websites, all of that
Yeah.
good, juicy, wonderful stuff is down there. So
Yes,
please
ma'am.
support and support.
So,
What I
and
said.
also before I move on to my candles, Santi Joy is two aspects of my being. So basically my erotic art, my erotic side is Santi. It's the potent erotic self. It's not the practical mom self, right? It's the self I tap into to be able to, um, share what I share with everyone. Like Santi is the guardian and the protector of joy. Santi is the raw, erotic part of me that enjoy is, like I said, is the practical side. So I just wanted to let y'all know that yeah, I'm split personalities, yeah, if you want to call it that, schizophrenic, whatever, but it's two whole aspects of who I am.
Yeah.
This side is not always,
All
you
day,
know,
every day.
right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she dabbles in and out. She's there when it's necessary, and
Right.
she taps out when it's time to go. Okay, so but she was created during a time in my life that I needed to become the wholeness of myself. Santi was the side of me that manifested when I needed to be protected, when I needed to become more bold and become more egotistical. And I'm gonna use ego because ego at times ego is necessary at
Yeah.
times, but she is the egotistical side of me. She is the side that had to fight to be able to um come through for Joy. So, Joy, like I said, Joy was just kind of, she didn't know she just didn't know. Joy, that side of me, she was fearful, she was shy, she was that side of me, but then Santi was like, nah, bitch, I'm here. You know what
I'm
I'm
tapping
saying?
in.
I'm
Let
here
me
to
tap
help
in
you
real
love
quick.
yourself. She's like,
Right.
I'm here to help you love yourself entirely. I'm here to be able to protect you when nobody else was here to protect you. So that's why I get Santi and Joy. And Santi is actually half of my last name. So that's, she's half of my married last name. It's like Tina Turner, honey. All I want is the name. That's all I want, baby. Leave me with the name, okay? Leave me with the
Now, sis, it is 10:07, and
okay.
what I want to make sure that we do is I want to get into the candles and your services.
Okay. Well, my candles is Erotic Alchemist Yoni candles. I came up with um actually manifesting candles, intentional candles for us, for the woman, honey. They're actually Yoni candles. If you see them, they're shaped like our beautiful Yoni. Okay. And no, it's not mine, but it's pretty damn close. The mold isn't mine, but it's pretty damn close. Okay. But each of my candles, each color is has an intention. And they are embedded with genuine gemstone crystals. I don't know if you could see, but this one right
Mhm.
here is embedded with garnet, red garnet inside the labias. And each of my oh, and they smell so good, y'all. They smell so good.
They
But I
really do.
wanted to come up, with a product, not just my art, but a product that I was able to share with the world in something practical, but also erotic. Also that spoke still of me, right? Something that still spoke eroticism like me. And you not only could burn these candles, but you could burn them and use them also in candle wax play. So like there are I don't know if you're familiar with the kink industry and the kink world, but there is a practice that people um, use candle wax to be able to, you know, arouse their partner by
Yeah.
dripping candle wax on them as well. So you can use them for that. They are organic beeswax. So these candles aren't just cheap wax, honey. This is some beeswax, organic. Okay, so it's good for the skin. Okay, and it's easy to peel off as well. The wax does not disappear. These candles, when they melt entirely with whatever you see here. It's a big puddle of wax. They don't disappear like a lot of these, so you're able to see the actual wax candle in its entirety when it's finished burning. So that's why I also recommend that you use them for candle wax kink as well.
Yes, that
Okay.
good sensory play.
Yes, and you get to peel it off and scrape it off. Ooh, child. Yes, and it do be hot. Okay. And each of my candles, like I say, they come wrapped in my beautiful packaging with my logo and my sticker on it. So Erotic Alchemist. Also, you guys could see at the bottom here too, where you're able to purchase those candles as well. And up until December 31st, they are 15% off. So get with it, because I
Go
don't be
ahead, because
doing sales.
and
I don't be
yesterday's
doing
prices
sales.
are not going to be tomorrow's prices. So you better get them while
It's,
you can.
it's sure not, but let me tell you something. Um, I absolutely adore this product. Like when I created this product, I had an idea to do it a few years back, but my good sister right here helped encourage me to start this business and literally started, because of course I was in my head like, who gonna want a pussy candle? You know what I'm saying? She like, girl, you'll be surprised. Okay.
Huh.
You'll be surprised. And when I tell you, um, I think I literally thank her so much. I'm in so much gratitude for her to encourage me to being able to start this, because I have so many ideas. So stay tuned 2025. Um, I'm coming with it. I'm coming with other colors as well. Um, but this one right here is the red, and it has cornelian in the labia, cornelian crystal. Um, I have the yellow, which is this one is conceited cunt. Okay, so we know that the crystals is citrine, and it helps with confidence, and like just each, like I say, each candle that you burn, each color that you burn has an intention. So just know that it has its healing properties as well, because of the crystals that's embedded in it and the energy. Okay.
And the energy.
And I also have the green one, which has green aventurine for prosperity, for what else? Abundance,
Mhm.
for healing. So yeah, I have in 2025 I will be coming out um with black ones
Mhm.
for cleansing and for breaking curse and evil eye. My blue ones are coming out as well. Those are going to be also for protection. So stay tuned, because I got some more colors coming. But this was just the start and the beginning of it. And I think I did pretty well, because I got 6 colors, y'all. Like literally
Yes,
the
ma'am.
chakras all the way through.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I am so proud of you.
Now my services,
Yes, ma'am.
my erotic services, um, I have an OnlyFans, of course, because if you're an erotic artist, you have to be able to give the people what they want to, and other more exclusive sides of yourself. So I do have an OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com, Santi Joy. So go check that out. I am I'm strictly solo, okay? Strictly solo. So don't be coming on there asking, if I'm on. No, it's strictly me being in my divine sexuality and in healing self. Okay. So, for those of you who are into that adult content, check
Yeah.
my OnlyFans out. And I'm also on sexpanther.com, Santi Joy, which is also a adult content website as well, where you can come and you can actually have private um, chats with me, exclusively with me, because like I said, I don't talk really to folks for free. Okay, gentlemen out there, I'm not gonna answer you and go back and forth in your inbox. If you want to be able to connect with me, subscribe to my OnlyFans
Yes.
and also my Sex Panther.
Support,
But
support, support.
support. And you can have your judgments. That means it's not for you. But if you are into sensuality from a very well established goddess in this industry, come on and see me. Come on and see me, okay?
Oh.
I'm also on Twitter. You can see that at the bottom where it's now X, but I'm also on there as well. For those of you that are into the kink world with BDSM, I am also an experienced dominatrix. So hit me up. If you're into that as well.
Now, let me say, she will be back. Okay. What
Yes,
I am going to, we kind of talked about it already. My goal was to try to do it this evening, but the way things have kind of panned out this week, everything happens for a divine reason and purpose. So, what I am thinking about, as long as my sister is down for it, is putting together. I used to do virtual parties. So, what we're going to do is I am going to put together possibly a virtual adult
yes,
only party where we can come together,
yes,
we can have some conversation, maybe even give some demonstrations. All right,
yes,
we'll have some
yes.
fun in the room. So I will be talking to my sister about that and maybe collaborating with one or two other people, and we'll get these virtual adult, I'm going to say informational fun parties, because I love being able to bring people in the room that can bring you information, that can
That
educate you and have fun at the same time. I know people that are interested in the kink community. You might not have
yeah,
taken that step yet. You might not know
yeah,
where to start. You might need somebody who's been there to tell you what their experiences are, what to look out for,
yeah,
places that you might want to start, how you should start. We're gonna do that. So
yeah,
we're going to bring
yeah.
that.
And I definitely, not to cut you off, sis,
No,
but
go ahead, babe.
I just want us as divine goddesses, divine feminine, to be able to embrace all aspects of ourselves. We're
Oh,
not just mothers. We're not just wives. We're not just here on this planet to
right.
please men. We are our own entity. We are divine beings. The first. Because once you start talking to women like me and others, let me tell you something, you're gonna know who you are. Okay, because we have been there. We are experienced in a lot of what we know about ourselves. And my objective is to help women obsess over themselves.
Themselves.
Period. Period. I don't want to hear about your boyfriend. I don't want to hear about your man. It's going to be strictly about you. What about you? How
Mhm.
can we have you come into the duality of yourself? Not
Mm.
just the good side, not just the presentable side. How about the raw side? How about the erotic, the pleasure, the side that enjoys pleasure?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because we are pleasure beings.
And it is okay to do that. There
It is
is no shame associated with that.
the
There are
dark
so many women,
feminine.
right?
The
But there
dark
are so many
feminine
women that
matter.
are suppressing that. And that's why is it still 70%, if not more, women are you having sex, but you're not experiencing orgasms or
You're not
pleasure?
you're not enjoying it. You're not
And
enjoying
that's
it
a
because you have
major healing and manifestation tool. It's not just about a nut, it is a very sacred, sensual, powerful act and thing to do. But we're
and
gonna
that,
get into that. See, we
yeah,
be here.
yeah. And that's what I was. Okay, because you have to know that your sex is for you. Sex is the most powerful act on this planet other than your own authenticity. And I'm gonna leave y'all on that because we were created through sex.
Yeah.
And people fear what we were created from. And that is just a no-no for me. Like we gonna embrace that. Embrace your
Yes.
sex. Okay?
Yes.
Period. And that is for you. It is a sacred act for yourself. Like it's beautiful to share amongst the world, but if you realize how much more powerful you are by embracing your sex, your own sexuality
Yes.
for
Just
you, for
yes.
you, for no
Yes.
one else, you'll become you'll just become extraordinary. So ain't nobody could tell me nothing, honey. Let me tell you something.
At
The way I
all.
look at myself now, the way
At
I
all.
love who I am, the way I love my sex, the way I love my body, the way I love what I am able to expose to the world. And no, I don't have low self-esteem because I want to expose it, baby. That's the point. Like I
Right.
want to expose it because it is art for me. It is an art form for me to be able to show the world how much I love myself and share it amongst the world.
And the
So
love
yeah.
for yourself help other people heal themselves. That is powerful.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
But
indeed. Well,
I love
sister,
you.
I love you too. I enjoyed this so much. I'm sorry if I love to talk, y'all. So I know I
No,
probably
look, let me tell you, that is one of the things I love about this woman right here. It takes so much pressure off of me, to be honest, to know
we
that,
been on 2 hours sometime. Me and this time
girl,
is
yes, we
flying.
do. But I learned so much. That's like, it's not, I enjoy, I already know. She is like, I'm telling you, that's why she is that fire and I am the water. We balance. We
Yes,
balance. I
indeed.
love you for who you
Get
are
it
as
in
you are the way you are, my love. I truly do. And I thank you. I thank you for giving me this time, giving us this time. It is my prayer that when people see this, if they watch this, when they see the replay, that there is so much overflow of abundance that takes place in your life to where you
yes.
just have to say, okay, show me where to store. Where can I store? Because all these blessings is coming. All this overflow is coming. That is
Yes.
my prayer for you. I love you
Oh,
so
thank
much.
you. Thank you. And you as well, sis. You as well. Thank you for doing this for us. Thank you for doing this for women. Thank you for being able to embrace sisterhood and being able to just accept and receive us and want to be able to showcase us in host what you're doing here, because I know it takes a lot. I know it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time, and I do appreciate it so much.
Oh, I love you. I love you. And thank you. Guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to ask that you share. I'm a different type of, first of all, I am absolutely positively new to doing my own YouTube. So, but I am not the type of person, believe it or not, that says, please hit that share button. Please hit that like. It is beautiful if you do. I would
hit,
appreciate it if you
hit
do.
that share button. Hit it. She
Okay.
ain't gonna
So
say
she
it, but
said
I'm gonna
hit the share button and
hit it.
hit the like button and hit the
Yep.
subscribe button.
Yep. Do all that.
Okay,
All
do
of
all those things. So we are
it.
okay. So we doing all those
Okay.
things. And please check out the description because all of her information, her contact information, her content information, her art information, her candle information, and her services are
I got
all
a whole
listed
world,
there.
y'all. I got a whole world. I got a
Yes.
whole
And
world.
look,
So
as
be a part.
long as you meet the requirements, you get to step into that world.
That's it.
Respect the boundaries.
Respectfully. Respectfully. Yeah, I promise you your life will be blessed. Like I can't, it's an inevitable. It's I just bless. Look at this smile.
Yes,
Look
she
at this
does.
look.
Look. I love that smile. It's so all right, y'all. Look, we are going to get out of here, sis. I love you. I'm actually going, I will hit you tomorrow after everything,
Okay.
is
Yes,
said and
get
done.
your
So
rest. Get your
yeah,
rest. Okay.
I'm going to
Into
try to. I'm going to do that. But I love you for real. I'm going to let you go and we are going to be back. She will be back again, y'all. She will. I love you,
Bye,
boo. I
you
hope you
guys. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you. Love y'all.
love you. All right, y'all. Look, thanks for joining the show. Thank you. She will be back. Yay, yay, yay. I cannot wait because we are going to keep going deeper every time we come on here with whatever spirit places on my heart and the hearts of those that will be joining me on this platform. Now, I am not going to give you a layout of how often, but as these things come, my goal is to try to get at least two businesses a month. That is my goal. I think that is a feasible goal. I know enough beautiful people that I'm going to extend the invitation to. And I hope and pray that you have learned some things today, that you have maybe found a spot and a space and a person that can help you somewhere where you are on your journey. Support Black business for real over here. We don't talk about it, we are about it. We support, we uplift, we encourage, and we put the spotlight on it. So thank you guys for sharing this time, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.